The discussion now on what's happening in Iran and get a perspective from Capitol Hill. And joining me now to talk about this and more is Congressman Keith Self. He serves on several House committees, including the Foreign Affairs Committee. He also served our country faithfully for some 25 years in the Army before retiring with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. He represents the 3rd Congressional District of the great state of Texas. Congressman Self, welcome back to Washington Watch. Always great to have you.
Great to be here, Jody. Thank you.
Well, listen, before I get going, I just want to let you know I was virtually in your district, literally up until just the day before yesterday, visiting family, our daughter and grandkids, all of them, and just love the state of Texas. And your district is wonderful. They're fortunate to have you. And it's always great to be there. But let me first start, if I can, with just your overall assessments as to all the protests that have been taking place in Iran. What are you hearing?
Well, I think this could be real. They've tried before several times over several years, but this one looks real. There are unconfirmed reports that they've taken at least one city, that at least one general has joined, that they have burned the grave of the original Ayatollah Khomeini. So I think this could be real. And I spoke to an Iranian American group just weeks ago, literally, and told them that when the Iranian people are willing to accept the sacrifice that it will take to make a change, then we'll see the change. This could look real to me. So I am very encouraged that the Iranian people have had enough. They're ready to move on from the theocracy under which they suffer today.
Looking real, that is a great description of it, and I think that hits it right on the head. On the other hand of that, Congressman, we have the Iranian regime signaling, at least, that security forces are going to crack down on all these protests and protesters. In fact, the Chief of Justice there is vowing punishment to these people, decisive punishment, maximum punishment, with no legal leniency. What do you make of all that?
Well, we also hear reports that they're bringing in outsiders, such as Hezbollah and other people, to do their dirty work. So I think they realize maybe they shouldn't use the IRGC, for instance, the army, the police, to actually kill their own citizens. So in my mind, that could be another encouraging sign that they realize they don't want to see Iranians killing Iranians.
Yeah, interesting take there. And then we have on this end, President Trump has warned Tehran, the regime, that if they kill some of these protesters, Americans are going to come to their rescue. Do you think Iran has learned at least, or at least skittish, based on what happened last year when America intervened and did something about their nuclear program? Or do they really understand that this president means business?
Well, they should. President Trump has proven time and time again when he says something, he's going to do it.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to you. Do you see how, from your perspective, has Iran, just how weak have they become since all the war with Israel, Hamas, that started a couple of years ago, and the U.S. intervention several months ago? Just how weak have they become?
Well, they've lost their proxies, the Hezbollah, Hamas. They've lost those. They've lost the Shia nations over to the Mediterranean, Iraq and others. They've lost so much. Their economy is in shambles. The sanctions are actually hitting them. Russia is actually building Iranian drones rather than bringing them from Iran. Some of the European sanctions, when I asked them to put sanctions on the Iranian airlines, they did. So I believe they are far weaker than they used to be because of a plethora of things that have happened to them over the last few years. So yes, I think they are weaker. Now, there are two things that are important to them. First of all is the survival of the regime. So they may crack down. They may want to crack down, and their nuclear program. Those are the two reasons that they have to go hard on all of this. So I don't think this is over. We need to be careful. Yes, they're weaker. Yes, they could be willing to crack down as hard as they have to. It's up to the Iranian people, though, to make the decision of how hard they are going to fight.
Right. Switching gears real quickly, the Senate yesterday advanced a resolution saying that the hostilities in Venezuela cannot go forward without authorization by Congress. What's your take on that resolution and the overall work of President Trump in Venezuela?
Well, that was a precise operation, the magnitude of which we've never seen. The integration, the combination of national assets down to the ground assets was truly amazing. But I don't think this is going to stop President Trump, because I think he's on solid ground. Look, the U.S. Marines have patrolled many of the South American capitals over the years. The Monroe Doctrine has been around since our nation was founded. Teddy Roosevelt added to it. The Donroe Doctrine, as President Trump is calling it, has a long and very traditional history in America. This is our hemisphere, and he intends to make sure that it stays our hemisphere. I don't think the Senate is going to do anything. I think they're messaging. I think they're beating their chest. But I don't think that goes anywhere. President Trump, I think, is on solid ground to bring a legal criminal out of Venezuela to stand trial in the United States.
Thank you, Texas Congressman Keith Self. Always an honor to have you on Washington Watch with us. Thank you.